sex is a very powerful force. In the textbook for victims of white supremacy, in the book that I've written, it is the second most powerful force to the system of white supremacy itself in motivating people. That's a presumption or a conclusion. I consider it a illogical conclusion about the people of the entire planet. The system of white supremacy is the strongest motivating force, and second to that is the area of sex, the eighth area of activity, I call it. And the white supremacists are aware of this, in my opinion. And the white supremacist says, if we're going to dominate all of the non-white people on this planet, we have to be able to manipulate their sexuality to our advantage. That's the conclusion that they come to. Not just that one area of activity, but all areas of activity: economics, education, entertainment, labor, law, politics, religion, and sex and war. But sex, by it being a very strong motivating factor, the white supremacists naturally would want to control that too, along with economics, politics, religion, and everything else, when it comes to their victims, who are the non-white people of the planet. So therefore, how do you best control people to your advantage in that area of activity? You can do it by causing confusion. They do it in all areas of activity, in economics, in politics, in religion, for sure. But in sex, they definitely have to do it, which means they're in the process now of causing the non-white people of this planet to degenderize themselves and to go along with being degenderized so that you have what? Maximum confusion when it comes to sexuality, so that nobody knows what anybody's sex is, and sex doesn't matter, and there's no such thing as male and female. That's all a bunch of myth. Somebody made it up. That's an old custom that is outdated, and that a male is the same as a female, and a female is the same as a male, and that might change any minute of the day, anywhere at any time, depending on what's in a person's head. And don't pay any attention to the physical attributes that a person might have, or the physical dysfunctions, which now the white supremacists may or may not say, depending on if it's to their advantage. They would just simply look at a male and say, oh, your state of mind says that you now are a female for the next 15 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
And, by it's 11 o'clock, and by noon today, you'll be back to being a male again. And then by 1 o'clock, you might be a little bit of both, and on and on and on. And then a lot of people, non-white people, have picked that up and say, yeah, that sounds logical, that your sexuality is all about what's in your head. It has nothing to do with your physicality or whatever, or your physical being, and how you interact with each other physically. That's all just an illusion, that everything is about what's going on in your head at the moment. And the white supremacists say that they will put whatever is going to be going on in your head at the moment. And if you're non-white, you're supposed to go along with it. Why? Because they are the smartest people in the world. So you go along with it because they say so. And don't think about it yourself. I mean, it might hurt your brain if you are a black person. Because a black person is not supposed to think about anything. They're just supposed to act. That's the white supremacist doctrine. All of the thinking is supposed to be done by a white person who believes in white supremacy.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the essence of white supremacy. So the long and the short answer is that's just more of the confusion that the white supremacists are putting on the non-white people of the world, and it is working beautifully.